Good evening, viewers. Welcome back. This is Ace Dragon here. Today we're going to be doing a video on Titan Shifters. Well, basically, Titan Shifters are humans in possession of the power of the Titans, or known as Kyojin no Shikara, which allows them to transfer into Titans. Alright, these Titans can retain their intelligence and control, which is kind of different to the other Titans, despite there being two different groups of Titans, known as regular Titans and abnormal Titans. Alright, which both they're not that as great as the Titan Shifters, and most of the Titan Shifters resemble their users. As we can see, the best we can see is Eren Yeager, who his Titan, the Attack Titan, looks quite similar to Eren when you think about the hair and the facial expression, despite him looking like an absolute boss. Alright, let's continue. These Titans are stronger than regular Titans and often display abilities unique to only them, and only 9 can possess the power of these Titans at a specific period of time. For example, in 2017, our current year, there can only be like 9 Titans in 2017, and then there can be like 10 Titans, or there's no like sharing between these Titans. Nobody can split the powers of these Titans. Like, they can't be 2 colossal Titans. They can't be 2 female Titans. That's not how it works. There's like one Titan shifter, and there's actually like one Titan that's actually linked to it. See, okay. The best example I can give here is Annie, and as a female Titan. There's nobody else that's going to become the female Titan. Alright? Mikasa ain't going to become the female Titan. Alright? That's just for words, alright? Okay, so in order to transfer or transform into the Titans, the shifter requires blood, or it requires injury which results in blood, which is actually can be pretty catastrophic. Just say that you cut a nerve or a artery or a vein, and then you go completely bleeding all out. Despite Titans can actually regenerate, so that's a plus point. Alright, we're gonna be talking about the past year and whatever happened in the past, so we can come back to the present. Past. Have you guys heard about Ymir? Yes, everybody's heard of Ymir from the anime and also the manga. But then, we're not here to talk about that boring Ymir, which her boring personality. We're here to talk about Ymir Fritz. Ymir Fritz is an ancient Eldian monarch, and she's also part of Eldian history. And she's said to be, or known as, the first Titan, or the progenitor of Titans. Right, sorry for the pronunciation of progenitor, I'm sorry about that. But Ymir is also known as the founder Titan, with the powers to unite minds of her subjects. So basically, she can control other Titans' minds, and she's one of the most OP characters there can actually be. But then we cannot see her in action, which is an absolute disaster. She actually got her powers from the Devil of Earth, and it's also seen in one of those pictures which states that Ymir is trading something with the Devil of Earth, or the Earth Devil, as they say in the exact wiki or on the manga. So she died 13 years after receiving the power, and also no Titan can possess more power than Ymir had in her life, nor they can extend the 13 years. So basically, every Titan who possesses the Titan shifter power, they cannot surpass the lifespan of 13 years. So basically, let's just say Eren gets his powers when he was 10, he's gonna die when he's 23. Alright, that's the best example I can give. So, and also, that's basically the most of the past, because we haven't really. There are other connections to the past, and then which I'm going to be referring on to the current era. So here are the current Titans. Rainer Braun. Let's just call him Rainer, right? He's the Armored Titan, and the Armored Titan is super special. The facial hair, and also the hair on top of his head also resemble Rainer. So because most of the Titans actually resemble their owners and users, and Rainer actually has only 2 years left because of the Ymir's curse thing. And the Armor Titan is super special because it can cover its body with like a shell type of armor, so it can protect itself at all times, and which makes it super powerful because you can defend attacks from cannons, and also the ODM gear. Those knife blades which just spray gas all the way around. Alright, one of those things, and which is super useful because you can cover your body. But then here is the small problems. In order to move quicker, the armor titan has to shed some of its armor to move faster. So there are actually weak points because the armor titan actually represents a titan. No, sorry, a knight from the English days, and this was actually suggested by Hanji, so which is actually pretty good, and she's actually a section commander, and she's a pretty good genius. And let's continue, guys. Raynor is actually the 15-meter class Titan, which is similar to Eren and a few other Titans, and also it's one of the good Titans there is when you compare it to Jaws and other Titans. All right, let's get moving. We're gonna be moving on to Eren Yeager, our main protagonist of the whole series, and also known as the Attack Titan, a 15-meter class Titan, also which is very powerful and also has good stamina, good strength, and good intelligence to fight. It can do a variety of things, but it lacks armor, it lacks the ability of stamina, and there's actually so many setbacks to Attack Titan, making it one of the weaker type of Titans, despite its size and its might. And at first glance, it looks like a pretty big boss, but then if you think about all of its stats, it isn't. So let's continue. Annie Leonhardt. She's a female Titan, also a 14-meter class Titan, and her specialty is to call other Titans. Well, if you think about it here, I'm going to be linking Eren back into the picture, and I know some of you guys must have thought, hey, Ace, why did you leave that out? And here's the main thing. Eren is also known as the Founder Titan. He actually has the Founder Titan abilities, but then he actually doesn't actually know it. In a state of rage, he can activate it, but then it requires him to be in contact with royal blood, which is very, very important. So he can control other Titans' minds, which is similar to the Founder Titan, making him a dual Titan. This is actually quite a rare specimen that we have here because we had Freda Reyes in as the previous Founder Titan, but then her bloodline was merged with the Eren Yeager bloodline, so he got the Attack Titan, which is also owned by Kruger Yeager. No, sorry, Eren Kruger. My bad. Apologies for that. And that makes him quite special, and it's actually one of the most rare Titans that can ever be. Yes, which is actually kind of a unorthodox type of thing. All right, let's continue on to Annie. Annie actually can provide protection to her nape, or the area where all Titans are weak to, which is actually quite a good speciality. As once Annie was actually defeated by Eren, she actually encased herself into this diamond brick block type of thing, which is actually pretty cool, like a mini cocoon. She's kind of like Yveltal from Pokemon, if you think about it. And let's move on to our next Titan, which is known as Zeke Yeager, or known as the Beast Titan. Yeah, man, he's a 17-meter class Titan, which looks absolutely weird as hell. He's actually in the bottom left corner next to the T on the Titan, and and I wasn't really happy with the design. You know, the animating in the anime didn't really provide the best of animations and the best of artwork because it kind of looked pretty bad. Whilst the characters looked 3D, he looked 2D, and the Beast Titan looked like a flipping Santa Claus wearing without pants and a shirt. You know what I'm talking about. You know, it's kind of getting harder here. Let's move on to the Beast Titan's specialities. It can actually control other Titans by administrating the fluid from its spine. Don't ask how it gets that because it's a whole lot of disgusting crap going on. And Zeke Yeager can only live for 1 year, and if you compare to his counterpart Eren Yeager, which I think it's a counterpart. All right. I think this is going to be the counterpart because he managed to beat Raynor pretty easily. Zeke, and then So Aaron's definitely gonna be the counterpart. He's gonna be the Zeke is gonna be the mini boss, and then Ymir might appear out of nowhere and be the big bad boss, which comes in the end. That's my hypothesis here. So Zeke can actually only live up to 1 year from now, and which is actually pretty sad, as one of our main villains is about to die. Right, let's move on to Pike, or yes, Pike. Well, she's known as the Cartman Titan. That's the only Titan which actually walks on four limbs. If you think about it, Jaws doesn't really walk on four limbs. He's like a flipping spider monkey type of thing. And then Cartman is actually pretty good because it can carry things around. It's pretty useful for a kingdom, and not really good for a battlefield unless you put a giant bazooka on its back. Then that's a pretty OP character. Die, Kirito. Well, if you think, and also it's pretty useful to transport all the aids, food supplies. Pretty useful in a world war. You know what I'm talking about? That's gonna be pretty useful. But then Peg takes some. Once she comes back to her human form, she requires crutches because she's becoming used to using four limbs. That her walking on two limbs actually kind of an odd thing. So she's like a Spider-Man, Spider-Monkey thing. All right, something going around there. And the next we're talking about the latest Titan, Armin Arlet. Yay! Actually, or known as the Colossal Titan, the Titan which broke through wall. Shiganshina. Yes, Shiganshina district. Yes, it's a 60-meter class Titan, super huge, and actually they're really, when you compare it to the Cartman, which is actually like 4 meters, this is a pretty big disgrace. You know what I'm talking about. And Armin got his powers from Bertolt Hoover, which he managed to actually swallow or like kind of eat in the process once Levi injected the serum of a Titan, and he went complete crazy, and he actually ate Bertolt in the process. And Armin has about 9 years to live, and the Colossal Titan can actually release hot steam and hot gas in order to defend itself. But then there's like a tiny specific time period when you can use that, because once the time period goes by, it's like a giant skeleton. Best Halloween prop, you know what I'm talking about? And the last Titan is Galliard, or known as Jaws. Previously owned by Ymir. In the current anime, we think it's Ymir, but it's not. And he's a 5-meter class Titan, and he's pretty super fast. He's like a Flash. He's jumping around like Spider-Man. So he's basically a ripoff of all the Marvel superheroes. Rest in peace, Deadpool. Alright. So that's gonna be it for all the Titans we actually talked about. The Founder Titan, we don't know really too much about it, and we don't really know anything about the last Titan. I'm gonna hope that it's gonna be a really good Titan, because if it isn't, it's gonna really suck up the series for a while. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes that happens to a series, that happens to One Piece, that happens to Bleach, that happens to Naruto. Same thing will happen to AOT. Alright, guys. So be sure to subscribe in the subscribe button, and be sure to like this video. Be sure to comment on what you think, and always tune in to watch more videos from Ace Dragon. Peace out, guys, and have a nice day.